If you're a homeowner and you're interested in doing some work to your home and need to hire a contractor, listen to this advice to make sure that you don't get ripped off. I wanted to film this because recently one of my clients just experienced this. She hired a contractor and had the worst experience of her life. What's up, guys? My name is Valerie Darden. I'm the owner and founder of Brexton Cole Interiors and author of the upcoming interior design cheat guide book called Beautiful Living. In the book, we will discuss everything interior design, how to change it, fix it, make your home look like an interior designer did it from top to bottom, and issues like this. Here's the story. My client hired me on after she got rid of this contractor. Basically, she wanted bookshelves, built-in bookshelves, similar to what you see behind me. The problem was this: she got ripped off big time. The bad contractor, let me just discuss this. They're not always obvious. Their faults may be really subtle, and they could be incredibly good at making this professional looking facade. And before you know it, you're ripped off. So let's discuss these tips so you don't get ripped off. Sign 1, the contractor does not have a contract, or if they do, it's very, very vague. This is one sign that should definitely make you question the contractor, or better yet, the person potentially trying to scam you. If you begin a contract or a project without a contract, there's no record stating what the contractor agreed and disagreed not to or to do. So they'll have nothing that holds them accountable in the court of law. That's pretty scary. Sign 2 is they don't have license or insurance. This is probably one of the most, if not the most important thing. If your contractor doesn't have a license or insurance, run. A good contractor will have these important documents such as bonds and insurance and licenses. If this isn't the case, they either might not have one or they don't take their work seriously. Plus, if they don't have insurance, you, the homeowner, will be responsible for any damage or injury on the site. Sign 3 is having low rates. While this might seem great at first, having very low rates or estimates is often a sign of inexperience. If the rate's very low, the contractor might not have the tools or insurance necessary to make sure the job is done properly, so watch out for this. I maybe should have brought this up first because this is what stood out to me the most, but one of the first things my client noticed when she hired her contractor was that they constantly missed scheduled meetings or always had to reschedule. Now, the thing is, we're all adults. We understand that, kids get sick, there's family emergencies, things happen, and things need to be rescheduled. That's very reasonable. But when it constantly happens, something is up. A good contractor, they're prompt, they're true to their word, they're reachable. My client couldn't find her contractor for like 3 days right before the project was supposed to start. And he called her later and said that there was some kind of emergency. He never said what it was, but what it really was, we found out, we did some research, and again, I'm not going to get into the details, I'm just going to give you the gist of it. He was hiring people off the street to do these projects. In other words, they weren't his team. He wasn't the boss of them. They weren't consistently working with him. He didn't know who they were, and he was bringing in random people to do jobs in this woman's house that could have ended up costing her tons of money because he didn't know how these people worked or if they even knew anything about construction. So what happened was one of them canceled, and therefore he couldn't get the job done that day. So we kept having to reschedule. Last but not least is if your contractor wants a very large down payment. So the average request for down payments is somewhere between 25 to 30%. If your contractor asks for more than this, they might not have enough money to cover the job. So keep that in mind. If they're not transparent about their finances with the project, this could be a sign that you should consider going in a different direction.